Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I hope you're doing fine and dandy on this Sunday. Let's tap right in, see what storyline Spirit has for us this afternoon. Or wait, it's not even afternoon, it's only 10 minutes after 11. 10 minutes after 11 on the March 23rd, 2025. Which is 111, new beginnings. Collective energy, please, Spirit. Collective energy. What storyline would you like to share with the collective, please, Spirit? Storyline for the collective, please. Please and thank you. All right. In the central energy for the collective, central energy for the collective, please, Spirit. Got your Ace of Pentacles here. Might have a new job. Might be getting a raise, getting a promotion. Oh, well, these just kind of fell out, so I may as well just leave them there. We got in the challenge position, we've got the generosity of deep love. In the channel, subconscious, please, Spirit, in the subconscious. Yeah, so there's the work here. You got a new job, new financial venture. You got that going on, and the lovers here, they're sharing their wealth. They're giving the abundance away. They're sharing it with the community. We've got moving forward, 3 of Wands. Expansion. Preparations. There could be some sort of an enterprise going on in the recent past. In the recent past, we've got a rebirth. The sun is here. All is well. Celebration. Intentions and expectations, please, Spirit. Yeah. Disagreements. In the near future. The Star. Rejuvenation. Healing. Revitalization. A rebirth. The Luminaries are here. The Luminaries are here. The lens that's being looked through. See, the Luminaries are here together, the sun and the star in union here. They're giving generously the inheritance or the fruits of their labors, their abundance. They're expanding. There could be an enterprise globally. The sun is here, anticipating some conflict, right? And you've got the star here as well. And we've got, the Chariot. So you got a victory. You're moving on. You're leaving it behind. Leaving this conflict behind. Somebody is getting out of Dodge. In the environment, Spirit, what we got for the environment? Trickery and fraud. Betrayal and deception. So it's in the environment. Everybody can see it. And we've got death. And the outcome, please, Spirit. Sacrifice. divorced out of the energy. There's no love here. It could be that the maternal instincts, could be that Mama Bear is instilling some fear in some folks. And they're having freaking anxiety, nightmares. They're in a nightmare over this reconciliation, the reconciliation and the victory of the sun and the star. They're strong. And their wish is coming true. So, you've got your abundance here. Ace of Pentacles, a new career, new financial opportunity. There's a new venture. Something is brand new. A new cycle is beginning. A reset in the form of a new career, better health, great abundance. You're harvesting the gifts of your efforts here. Reflection. Being away from you has allowed me to gain clarity. In the challenge position, we've got the Lovers here, the strength of two together, giving their stuff. So, yeah, you've got this abundant new adventure. We got reflection, and last night I got, or sometime in the morning, I got the message that the reflection of this person is over. So, like, there's no more mirroring being done. There's no more copying, and yet you've got this reflection here. The strength of two together, sharing generously their abundance. Gossip. People are talking about it. You're very abundant and you're sharing your wealth, and you've got this reflection here having some problems, or maybe people have gained clarity regarding the reflection because of what's happening here. We've got the Three of Wands, so there's moving forward with an enterprise. This is a global thing. A global, responsible thing. So this is about families. And what families need. They need this abundance. They need a home. They need food. They need stability. They need security. And they need a safe place for the children to be. I had a vision first thing this morning of a mother coming out of the side of the space, and she walked into the hall where there was some people walking toward me, and she walked into the crowd, and she went like 2 rows back, and she had said children, like she was calling the children, and she went out and she picked up a boy and she cradled him in her arms, and then she came up 1 row, and then over to the right there was a young girl, maybe like 5 years old, and she had beautiful long brown hair. Their skin was like a cream, not like mine, but not brown either, kind of like in the middle. And it was beautiful, and they were beautiful people and children. And then she came to the head of the group that was walking toward me, and she had both these children with her. So it was like, it's safe for the children to come out now. There's anticipation of this petty stuff here happening, but the sun is here, rebirthing. Everything is being made brand new regarding families. The secrets are out. Like, there's no secrets. Everything is authentic and transparent. The good, the bad, and the ugly. It's all being seen. There is the expectation that somebody's going to be up there trying to fight. They're confused. So whoever this competition was, or, it was silly. There's no competition. There's simple, some people are here being this, and some people are trying to beat them up, right? So there's no real competition. There's just abuse. And now they're confused. They feel unclear where we stand. The star is here with rejuvenation, revitalization. These foes, these trickery fraudsters, they were saying a while back, a few weeks ago, that everything you touch, like it's like it becomes revitalized. It like blooms, like you touch it and it's like boom, it turns into this golden, sparkly, life imbued, magnificence. So you're bringing that gift to the world. They wanted to stop it so bad. They don't want a golden globe. They don't want every vital force in this world to be glowing and sending out that beautiful energy into the universe. They really wanted to like shrink everything down and then control it and then meter it out as they saw fit. But you're like out here blinging and then throwing off these magnificent life elements. These elements are required for life to grow throughout the entire universe. This has to be present in a big way for anything to grow and flourish, and it's needed by the entire universe. And these ones were like a black hole. They wanted to like take it all and then siphon it into a black hole of darkness. They didn't appreciate your beauty at all or the beauty that you offered. They didn't want it. They wanted to put it in a black hole. So we've got holding back. The star. It could be that you're holding back from someone who should have expressed themselves better. We've got the Chariot here, a victory. And reciprocity. People are getting what they gave. Whatever, you're getting what you gave. If you gave light and life and love and rejuvenation and you made people's lives better, then your life is probably going to be improved. If all you offered was this and this, that's probably going to be what you get. So there's betrayal and trickery here in the environment, and they made mistakes. They wish they could right their wrongs. The fraudsters wish they could right their wrongs. There's death here in the hopes and fears. This is an end of a cycle. We got reminiscing in the reverse. So it's like they're not celebrating now. They're not celebrating now. There's no more celebrating and joking around about hurting people. It's not funny. It's not freaking funny, man. We got sacrifice and the outgoing energy. Letting go. You're letting them go. And they're in regret. They could be in regret over, yeah, you're releasing them. You're letting them go. They're in regret. All the secrets are out. They don't know what to do. Yeah. They were unsatisfied with the way things were going, and they failed to give you what you needed. They took everything from you because they weren't satisfied with what they had. And now they're feeling broken and shattered because you're entering into your destiny reunited. The sun and the stars. This is going to be the golden globe. It's like the humans, the organic humans have taken back the Golden Globe trophy. You know, the ones that they've been giving to actors and actresses who have $1 million, billion-dollar movies. Yeah, well, your reality being the actual star and sun, you're taking back and reclaiming your Golden Globe. These ones sabotage themselves. They are looking for an escape. This was an unexpected outcome, and they've been found unworthy. You are a better person than them. They know it. And somebody wants to talk to you about a soul contract. Perhaps somebody that you are familiar with, maybe your sun or your star, wants to actually talk to you. Somebody's feeling your absence. They're hurting from the damage they've caused, and they're running away because this new chapter is all about truth and commitment. Something they don't have. You know, there's an understanding of their habitual patterning of dishonesty, of F-arounding, you know. They want forgiveness. They have hope of mending this connection. They're daydreaming of longing for you. They missed their opportunity. Their values were all about money, and they're guilty of abusing soul ties, third parties. So it's too late for them to take any action now. It's time. It's time for... stuff is happening. Some pretty severe things are happening, I'm guessing. Yeah. So you've got your abundance here. You've got this new career, and this reflection that was tempted by the snake is tired. Right. They were trying to mirror you. They were trying to be you. Those days are over. The mirroring of you or this person is over. You're here in a strong union, giving away your abundance. You're sharing your wealth. You're being generous. People are talking about it. You know, these ones were lying on you in a bad way, but they're receiving from you. And so we've got the things you no longer need are falling away to make room for the love you deserve. So those who wanted to Five of Wands you and Seven of Swords you, they're falling away to make room for the love you deserve. You're moving forward with an enterprise regarding responsibilities of families, you know, their financial needs, their emotional needs, of the children. You know, the love and the support of the parents with each other. Everything they need is there. And the children are looking there. They're all happy. They got everything they need. And they got the love there of the parents. We got ending. You're pretending that it's not ending, but it's time to let go and make a fresh start. There's a fresh start. These ones, this reflection, or those who had been trying to, you know, mimic you or take your place or whatever, they're reaching out, trying to reconnect. It's ending. It's over. They're falling away. The sun is here with their rebirth. There's a celebration. And the secrets are all out. Like everything is out. All is well. And we've got it's been a long road. There could be a long road coming forward. Maybe it's been a long road. Somebody's got a long way to go before they get what they want. They're here in a Five of Wands energy. The competition or those who are bringing conflict are confused. They're not sure what to think now. Like they weren't expecting this. This wasn't part of the plan. Neglected. They're confused. Perhaps they're being neglected. Exit plan. They need an exit plan. The star is here. Rejuvenation. And we've got holding back. What's going on with this holding back and the star here? Distant. So far away. Somebody's being held back. They're going far away. See, there's no roots on that plant that she's got there. There's no flowers on it. There's nothing. There's nothing viable. There's nothing of life there. So there's a separation happening between those who don't have any life in them and those who have life in them. There's a victory here, and it's time for reciprocation, you know? You get what you give. The golden rule. You've got a victory, and it's time for you to go receive what you have been putting out. The intention, you know? Empty. So there's forward movement, reciprocity. The truth is that whoever has an empty cup, whoever's cup is empty, like, I don't know, they're going to get what they gave. It's like if they took everything from you, everything will be taken from them. It's reciprocal. Reciprocity is happening for the empty vessel. Those who don't have any love in them, those who can't create without mind effing somebody, look, forgiving, they want forgiveness. But it's not that they don't want forgiveness. They want permission to stay in the energy and continue behaving this way because they won't change. It's not going to change. There's, look, reaching, and in the reverse, they made mistakes. They're not able to connect. They can't reach you. They can't reach you anymore. This is the end of a cycle. There's no more jokes. There's no more hurting you and then having a freaking good old laugh about it. It's all over. There's death to those who found it was funny to hurt you. They can't reach you anymore. They're getting what they gave. There's reciprocity for the empty vessel. Struggle. They're going to have a time of struggle where they're not being supported. There's a sacrifice here. There's letting go. Release. And they're in regret. They wish it had never happened. And we've got guilty. Like, you weren't guilty. You were not found guilty. They tried to make you. They tried to do all this lying and cheating and stealing. But you're not that. So they're in regret. They're like, oh my gosh, why did I do that? Yeah, so they're being let go because you're the star, you're the sun, and they just messed up. We got needs and forgiving. So they didn't meet your needs. They neglected you in a bad way. They want forgiveness for this. They got caught up in a whirlwind and they lost. They lost. Things are difficult now, and because you're leaving. You're leaving. You're not guilty. They were trying to set you up and frame you as though you were this atrocious, horrible being, but that was just them projecting onto you. Yeah, they're being let go and they're in regret because you weren't guilty. You're this sweetheart out here. I bet you the sweetheart card shows up. Let's see. Collective energy, please, Spirit. Collective energy. So you've got your abundance, and you've got a reflection here who is tired. Like, they can't reflect you anymore. You're electrifying. Your energy is so big and so magnificent. They can't duplicate it. They can't come close. They're tired. They're exhausted. They're tempted by the snake. They're dimly lit. They have no light. Look, they're blind. So they could be losing their, yeah, they can't reach you. They can't reach you. They're blind. They can't look into what you got going on. Like they can't see you. They might be awkward. They might be losing their sight. Maybe they've lost their ability to third eye view people. You got the power of two together, the strength of two together, who are sharing their wealth, their inheritance generously with the community. People are talking about it. The things that are no longer needed are falling away to make room for the love you deserve. Yep, they're being stopped. This kind of reflection business, and that's what somebody said, the reflection of this person is over. It's being stopped. So you're moving forward. There's an enterprise regarding responsible family units, and this stuff is over. This mirroring, this reflecting, this stuff, yeah, look, they're in danger. Or maybe what's ending is the danger. There's no more danger for this here. They can't cause you anymore. And that goes with the vision that I had this morning about the mother calling to the children and then going into this crowd that had kind of covered them. Like they had them hid. And she walked into the crowd and she gathered her two children and she came up to the front of the people and then she started walking. So it's like the children are safe to come out now because these ones are being confined. They're being confined. They're being confined, locked away from your real estate, from your home. The sun is here, a rebirth, all is well. The secrets are out about this long road. And a vow between a masculine and a feminine and spirit divine. It's been a long road. It's been a long road, but there is a rebirth and a light shining on all of the secrets. So it's like there was a vow made to blow the lid off this conflict there. They're confused. They neglected you in a bad way. They weren't paying attention to what was important. And now they need an exit plan. You traveled the long road and you, what is that? The 22 thing of the Hebrew tree or whatever. I can't remember what that's called. It's a path. It's the most difficult path. And it looks like the star and the sun has traveled that path. And they gathered all the secrets are out and they've brought light to it. Look at that. Look. It was all an illusion. They need an exit plan. These ones they're confused. The star is here. And holding back those ones who were who have no fruit on their vine, I guess. Third wheel. There's no fruit on that vine and there's no love in them. There's no light in them. It's just whatever. And they're being sent far away or they're being held back and they're going to a distance. They're going to be made distant. They're not trustworthy. They're an enemy. They're a third wheel enemy. So the star is making distant, holding back these third wheel enemies. There's a chariot here. You've gained victory. Eternal love has gained victory. There's reciprocity for the empty vessel. Those who have no fruit on their vine, these third wheel enemies, they're getting what they gave. And there's evidence. They could be an investigation. There's evidence. So everything that they've done, there's evidence of it. These fraudsters, these tricksters, they made mistakes. They are not able to reach out to you. They can't connect with you anymore. Because you are you're at the top of that mountain. They can't reach you. You're too freaking high up there. They're calling you a soprano. You have training of the higher realms. They can't reach you. They simply can't reach you. You're just too different. They're not you. You're a sweetheart. They can't reach this sweetheart. So there's death here. It's the end of a cycle. There's no more jokes. This isn't funny anymore. And they're not being supported. They're no longer being supported by you, sun and star. And whoever it is that's flowing in you, this life, this element of living. The life elements. Imagination. It was all a fantasy. Look, it was all a freaking fantasy. They're look, this is where they're at. This was all it was. That's all it was. So they're not being supported. They're struggling. They could be struggling with their imagination, like they might be having trouble in the mental body, because they cursed people with what I call, it's witchery, this schizophrenia and, bipolar disorder and all of that. It's a convoluted mess of stuff. Okay. It's technology and spiritual magic, mind effery. They want to compromise for collaborating against you. So there's a letting go as the hanged man is here, a sacrifice. They could be in regret of what happened. You weren't guilty, but you did live and you learned. You learned a lot. You learned a lot about what they were doing with their magic. So yeah, they want to compromise for collaborating against you with all this magic. They're frightened about the strategy that they did. This mind reading, this mind effery. Yeah, now they're afraid. It looks like they're feeling it. They're struggling in the imagination right now. That says mind reading right there. So they were having a great time with that. And you're okay. You're stable and you have care, like you're cared about. The sun and the star, you care about family. You may become a parent, and it's justice. Justice is being served. It's like those who were praying to rob on you, there's death here. Those who were praying to take from you your life and your wealth and your health, they're going to be getting what they prayed for you to receive. All those prayers are coming back on them. And they're getting locked out of your territory. They're getting locked out of the house. And these ones who were dominators or who wanted to be your dominator, it's like they're sick now. They're sick now. And it could be that they are going to be dominated. They're disappointed because you've got mercy. You were shown mercy by the divine, and you were able to triumph. You got a win here. And these ones who were bribed to cause you supernatural disturbances, they're being cast away. They're getting ready to be cast away and to experience what they gave you. Your alliances are going to cause them some natural disasters. because you're a good, honest, moral person who's trustworthy and kind. You're not guilty of what they did, and it's all going to go back on them. It's fated. You are going to have this beautiful family, a sweet love. Yep. So your value, this in this instance, this isn't pride. It's more like you're recognizing your value and you're receiving the gain. This is a conclusion of your dealing with prideful people who wanted to hurt you wearing masks. You're coming into your reward because you successfully managed yourself while being bullied. You are the gift. You're getting a new family tree. You're marrying into a new family tree, the sun and the star. Their vital force is coming together. Now we'll do one of these big cards. I haven't, real quick. Look at. So it's the end of the danger. So yeah, the children, it's okay for the children to come out now. It's excellent. Excellent. Excellent news. Excellent news. Drive. Drive. Confidence as well as unity of purpose and control are desirable. Unity of purpose. Unity of purpose. So it's like these ones are blind. So they're blind to where you're going. You've got your abundance here, your Ace of Pentacles. They're a mere reflection. They were tempted by the snake. They're tired. You're emotionally exhausted. You deserve a break from this. And these ones are blind. They can't see where you're going. The lovers are here. The strength of two together. It's a deep love. They're sharing their abundance and their wealth with the community. Everybody's talking about it. Things you no longer need are falling away to make room for the love you deserve. This is being stopped. Yeah, because there's an understanding here. So we've got understanding, harmony, and energetic movement. We're moving into we're energetically moving into harmony. You're moving forward into a state of responsible family units. Financial and emotional needs will be met. And this is the ending of the danger for the families. Got divine support. Divine support. The sun is here. The secrets are out. Theirs has been a very long road, a vow between the masculine and the feminine and spirit divine. And spirit divine. It was a vow. It was an agreement to travel this long road and get the scoop on what was going on. Enlightenment, yeah, to get the scoop, to become enlightened about what was going on, this magical, role play. You know, they must have known something was up, because the flow of, you know, the spirits were intervened. Like, we had grave robbers, you know, and we had people, you know, taking, like, interfering, meddling with the flow of people, you know, driving them into traumatic ends and then crushing them with this guilt. But you weren't guilty. They tried to frame you. Couldn't make it stick. This competition is confused. They neglected you. They didn't pay attention to what was important. They got lost in a fantasy. They got lost in an illusion. They're looking for an exit plan. They're caught up in this illusion that they were spinning for you. But the divine stepped up and said, "Hey, we got our sun and our star here, giving us all kinds of juicy information." And the divine's not playing. The divine isn't messing around. Decisions. Decision. That's number 31. Consider all of your options to make an informed choice. So, you know, they were daydreaming. They were daydreaming when they made this decision. When they decided to come and create conflict with you, they got caught up in a daydream, an illusion. Yeah. They got caught up in illusion, and they made the decision to do this, to neglect you for profit. They thought it was a great idea. You've got a spiritual practice. You're led by the divine, rather than these brutalizers that wanted to steer the course of your mind. You're the star, a rejuvenator. There's a holding back and sending far away at a distance the third party enemy. So yeah, the light, the luminary is, or luminaries, however you want to look at that. Micro, macro, singular, plural. Please take it as it resonates. Okay, and we've got clear your energy in the reverse. So these ones, they cannot clear their energy on you anymore. They can't use you to clear their energy anymore. They're being held back and kept at a distance. They cannot use this star to clear their energy anymore, to cover them in the blame and the shame of their atrocious behaviors. You've gained a victory over this. You're in your chariot. You're very courageous. There's reciprocity for the empty vessel. There's evidence of what they did, and your courage through it all. Your courage is bringing forth this information about this fraud, this trickery. They made mistakes. They're not able to reach you. They can't connect to you. You're just too freaking high up there. You are a soprano. You're like top of the top. Top of the top. That's why the divine made a vow with you, with this long road of information gathering. Guidance. Guidance. They can't reach you. You're at the top. Your guidance, what you have to offer is top of the line. You know, you really lived through it. You lived through it. You shed the powerful light of the star and the sun upon it. It was an agreement. It was a vow that you made. to bring this to an end. And we do have death here. Okay, what do you guys, where are you coming from? We got death here. This isn't funny anymore. This joke is no longer funny. They're not being supported in the mental body. They could be, you know, having some issues there in their imagination. There's death. They can't use this star to clear their energy anymore, which means they're resting in the death energy that they play in. This is the energy that they play in and that they put into the world with their magic. Look, spiritual quest. Spiritual quest. They're struggling. They're not being supported. Spiritual quest. Imagination. We've got 40 here. What's that? You are called to realize your full potential and to choose to become a force for good in the world. So there's death. This isn't funny. The jokes are not funny. They're not going to be supported in the mental body, in their life at all. They have to go on a spiritual quest and they have to choose to become a force for good in the world. This is going to be a long, long road. They're going to have to travel that. Apparently, the divine said that you have raised the bar on the requirements needed in order to be eligible for this particular role, whatever you're in, this leadership role. You've got sacrifice here. These ones are being released, and they're in regret. They wish it had never happened. You weren't guilty of anything. You've been found not guilty, and you have lived and learned. You have got a lot of experience here. You gained it all through their malicious practices. You've gained a lot of experience, and you're sharing it with everybody. It's like everybody knows about it now. And this could be part of your guidance, that you have all of this information about how these people have been getting along, what they do to get into the energy and then to twist it, you know, and make you, and then mess you up. And so there's a lot of people that have lived through this and that they're able to look generously. You're generous. You're a great, generous being. You share everything here. And they didn't want you to share. They wanted you to give them everything. But now they have to go on a spiritual quest. And if they wanted, see, they tried to take you out for this position. If they want to be in this position, they have to go on the spiritual quest that you went through, and they have to graduate through it. You have raised the bar, which means now it's so much more difficult for these ones to actually be there. See, they used to be able to just, you know, put their sin into a chicken or into an innocent baby or whatever. You know, brutalize it, put all their sin into it, and then slaughter it into some dark black hole of suffering. You know, go suffer for my sins. And then they would feed the meat to the poor people so that the poor people would eat the sin, right? And then perpetuate their own low vibrational status. So this is no longer going to be accepted. It's no longer, you can't do that. Look, you're going to have to develop a spiritual practice, and it's going to have to be candid, authentic, and transparent. It'll be seen. You can't just trick people and say, oh yes, I'm that, and put on a freaking mask and pretend, right? That's how you gain protection, you know, by becoming whole. So this is a new beginning brought on by your determination, and that you have been accepted into whatever role this is. You lived through the struggle. You lived through the magic. You brought all of these nefarious practices of your enemies, and the fact that they were using the energy of the star and the sun to cleanse their own putrid essence. That's what I'm talking about. You know, they're cheating. So now they're being held back. They're going to go far, far away. You're going to have the fulfillment of joy. You will be fulfilled because you are innocent, and you are a promise for the future. Perhaps you are being promised the future. These nefarious ones have been complaining about you getting 1,000 years or something. You're going to have everything you need. You have this inner knowing. You know how to manage yourself well. And you're going to be able to go relax and have a good time. Because the insight is you have a great capacity to love. Yep, you're empowered. And you offer empowerment to others. You surrendered to the personal transformation, and you became what you are. You persevered through the challenges, and you maintained your childlike expression. You maintained your innocence, your purity. So your concentration, your mind it belongs here in the higher realms. You bring healing and delight to the world. You have reached your achievement. You have cultivated great things within yourself. And your priorities are prosperity, not for yourself, but for others. And perhaps your priorities are bringing you prosperity, which you are sharing with the people. It's this prosperity that you're sharing with the people. It's this prosperity that these ones just wanted to take and, pretend that they did the work to get there, but they never did, right? I'm going to go ahead and shut this one down. I hope that this brings clarity to something you already intuitively knew. And I'll see you on the next one, everybody. Bye.